Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is KARQ. Welcome back to KARQ'S Reviews Fan Edition, where I take a look at your fan-submitted gameplay through Twitter bi-weekly. Make sure to follow the Toronto Defiant on Twitter to find out how you can submit your gameplay. Look out for a tweet that looks something like this. Make sure to leave your in-game name, your SR, your rank, and the replay code available, and maybe I'll take a look at it. All right, that out of the way, let's get started. Submitted by Lyrayon OW, aka Mangle. Looks like some Bronze Echo gameplay on Oasis. Now, the first thing you should always do when you play an aerial hero like Echo or Pharah is to look at your healer composition, and you have Lucio and Moira. And that immediately tells me that you should not be playing a bit too aggressively because your healing resources are limited. Lucio and Moira can't reliably get you from the distance, but if you had a Mercy Pocket, a Zenyatta Orb, or a Brig Heal Pack, or even an Ana, you can get away with flying a lot more aggressively. So that should set the tone of how you should approach this game to begin with. So I like how you're going on the off angle right away, and you do catch the Ana and Genji right away. I think you could have used your focusing beam a little bit earlier there, but nice cleanup. You guys are already up 4. You're going to capture this no problem. Good start. Ball's on the way there. One of the tips that you can do with Ball is to just throw the sticky bombs where he lands the pile drive and then just focusing beam immediately. So right away, this honestly does not feel like bronze. You're already pushing their spawn door. This sort of spawn trap and pressure at the door doesn't feel like a strategy that many bronze players employ. It feels like you have some sort of FPS background because your aim also looks pretty good. Do you see that low Ryan shield? You definitely use your focusing beam right there. As fantastic as Echo's beam is to finish off half HP targets, it also works on shields. So if you see a cracked enemy Ryan shield or cracked Orisa shield or whatever, use your focusing beam and you will shred it and break it immediately, which will help your team in turn pressure the enemy team because the Ryan can't protect anybody on the enemy team. So your entire team gets to shoot them for free. I think you should have used your beam there for sure. So as we continue to play this clip out, good pressure. Like I said, really good aim. It does feel like you have some sort of FPS background and that Overwatch feels like a new game. Honestly, it looks like your bronze border 2 stars. I think you could benefit a lot more from just playing more ranked. I actually don't think you're, a bronze player by nature. You probably could immediately get to gold if you just grinded, 100 games, if not much higher. I don't agree with cloning like that too early. Let's rewind that for a second. So you were low, you're waiting for some healing, you're following that healing orb. Right now you have both your cooldowns available and your sticky bomb and focusing beam. Use those first and then clone afterwards. So I think you got a little too ahead of yourself. You just cloned the Reinhardt immediately, charged in and lost the entire clone without getting any value out of it. Just dump all your cooldowns, use it as a last minute resort and try to catch them off instead of just blindly cloning and charging into 5 enemies. So now that you're kicked out of your ultimate, your focusing beam is available again right here. Ryan's shield's low. Again, don't forget to beam the shield down. One of Ryan's biggest strengths is holding a shield up and protecting his team. And if you're able to just completely break it instantly, you got to do it. It does eventually go down. You're just kiting him. There you go. You know the shield's broken, so you should be sticky bombing him. There you go. And then immediately throw out the focusing beam right away. Usually what Echoes do is once they put the sticky bombs down, they just pull out the focusing beam right away so that as the bombs detonate, the beam immediately triggers the half health damage. But you know the Ryan shield's broken and he's going to be at half health after those sticky bombs. So the minute you pull out the focusing beam, he's either going to take a lot of damage or he's forced to re-shield himself. And you know his shield won't be at full health because he has to panic put it up because of the sticky bombs, which means your beam will at least re-break his shield again if he decides to pull it up. All right, and then the Ryan eventually charges in. You're kind of re-maneuvering around the map. You see this Ashe, just pull out the focusing beam right there. Same with that Pharah. I think you're missing a lot of opportunities here with that focusing beam. And here with the Baptiste lamp. One of the things about Baptiste lamp is everyone's forced down to their lowest, 10 or 20% of their health remaining. So that's perfect focusing beam territory. As soon as that lamp goes down, your beam would have shredded at least 2 or 3 of them. But you hesitated. It was too late. The Ryan saw you beaming and he was able to swing twice at you. I think if you're snappier on those beams, as soon as you recognize half health targets, you got to pull that beam out. It is one of Echo's biggest strengths, and I feel like you're severely underutilizing it right now. So as we fast forward to your next life, you're coming out, throwing those sticky bombs onto the Rhine. That's good. You see he's low. Continue to pressure his shield, and this time around, it looks like he recognized that the shield is cracked. He's at half HP. You use the focusing beam. The Rhine knows he can't let a shield crack, so he drops it anyway. So that was a good use of it. Perfect. Good clone there because you're about to die. Coming around the corner. So I think if you backed up around that corner and went to your team side, defensive side, then use the cover, you might be able to build a bomb, but that's okay. Another graviton comes out from your team. You throw those sticky bombs out. You got to use that focusing beam immediately and earlier when everybody was low and taking damage. A little bit of a missed opportunity, but regardless, seems like you guys have control. Fly away from the Rhine swing range. Good cleanup, and there you go. Point taken. Coming out to their spawn door, pressure it. Good, good, good. Continue to do that. Continue to build your next clone as fast as you can. Again, I feel like good game sense in order to do this, right? You're kind of ahead of the curve. I'm just going to reiterate it, and I'm just going to say it. I really don't think you're a bronze player. This is definitely better than other bronze gameplay I've seen. The Rhine is low. You're trying to get in there, finish him off, undo the beam. Like, look at this. Good movement here. You see the Ash. You're trying to strafe it. You should throw sticky bombs now. The cooldown is available. I think you're just trying to focus on your aim a bit too much. Don't hesitate to use your abilities to secure kills. Like I said earlier, I think you do have FPS gaming background because your aim is good, but I think your ability management and ability usage is, you know, definitely needs a bit of refinement. As you come out for the last overtime fight, you know, you have your ultimate available. Let's see how you use those cooldowns. You're already up 2 because your diva killed 2 right away. 3, use that beam to finish him off instead of canceling it there. Try to get your sticky bombs out before you switch as well, just for maximal optimization and value. But regardless, you're already up 2 as you come back to the fight. There's almost no way you lose this. You bump into the ball, finish him off with a couple of shots in melee, drop those mines at the choke. Honestly, great work. I can see how you were tracking that ball too. Really does nail in the point that I think you do have the FPS background. Ryan is coming on in. Pressure shield with the sticky bombs. As soon as you see it crack, put out that focusing beam right there. You know, this works too. You fly over the Rhine and go for the back line. Throw the sticky bombs. Beam right now. Right now. That's okay. Maybe after this video, after you watch this Echo review, you'll be a bit more snappier with that ability usage. All right, moving on to map 2. As you come on out, let's see how you approach the Echo on this stage. Early sticky bombs, I'm okay with this. Good pressure on the Rhine shield, flying up, taking some angles, forcing the Rhine out, and now you know the enemy is already on the back foot because you guys pressed W, moved forward, and took control of the space immediately. Off to a great start. Fly out of the way of that. Throw some sticky bombs. Use that beam to finish off that Moira. Fantastic work so far. Nothing to say, really. I like this. I like this. Use all your abilities on cooldown here. You just got to clean up every kill. Use everything in your arsenal. And whoa, lost a bit of control there, but that's okay. Finish off the Ash. Finish off the Baptiste, and you're good to go. Oh, and you see this ball rolling around. Getting a bit of healing from the Moira. This is fine. Just take your time to track him. Honestly, yeah, chase him. This is fine, too. I'm okay with this. He goes down. You go up. He goes up. Perfect. Beam him down. Hey. A good clone here on the soldier. Just continue riding that momentum here. Put the heal pad down. Gets a lot of ult charge. And as you pop this visor, you actually don't need to be moving in like this. Running into 3 of them, visor will lock on. You don't have damage drop off at this range. Stay near your heal pad. Stay closer to your team. Use that wall earlier to jiggle peek if needed. And only once you get 1 or 2 confirmed kills, then you can sprint and chase them down. You'll always be faster because of that sprint. So there's no reason to kind of get too aggressive there. This ball spinning around is stall, but he's just gonna die. Yeah, focus on that tracking. You're good to go. Throw those sticky bombs out. Great, great, great pressure in between each fight. I like that instinct. It's like, this is an essential instinct that needs to be driven or drilled into players' heads, and you've already got that pat down. Ball's getting a little low. But after a little bit, though, just be careful of that Torp turret plucking you away. I think you got a little tunnel visioned on the ball and didn't realize how much damage you were taking because the enemy team was respawning and just firing away at you. But that's okay. Coming back out after that death. Your team has really solid control. They're still winning the fight without you there. This kind of just looks like one of those steamrolls. Now, you got to be careful with the BAP window. I wouldn't recommend flying here. Obviously, you weren't being focused down because the enemy team seemed to be on the back foot. Just so you know, as you climb, the last thing you want to do is fly in a BAP window with a Baptiste alive behind it. 3 people alive it. You actually will die 99% of the time as you climb. So I just want to help you or recognize that before it gets out of hand. Or something that you at least will recognize in the future. But off the back of that, I think your team ends up cleaning up the rest. The enemy team just completely staggered this entire point, and I think you win. The biggest takeaway from this Echo gameplay is to definitely use all your abilities. Refresh yourself on what the focusing beam does. 4 times the damage on people at half health or less, including shields and barriers like Ryan's shield. Use that on those barriers and shields right away. Try to use your abilities before you clone too, because they still last, and any pressure you can apply there will always be helpful. Don't tunnel vision on the enemies. Check your healer comp. You'll have a lot more resources if you have a Mercy, Zen, or Brig, or even an Ana versus a Lucio Moira. That might be one of the worst healer comps to help you out or support you, but you guys still pulled it off. Great work, and hope to see you out of bronze very soon. And that's it for this week. Be sure to subscribe to the channel up here and watch the other episodes of the series down here.